So in today's session, we are going to discuss about server-side APIs. Okay. So Glide Record is server-side API. These all are actually server-side APIs, guys. So Glide Record is used for CRUD operations. Glide Record Secure is also used for CRUD operations. It will by default checks the permissions. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about Glide Aggregate. Glide Aggregate is used to do aggregations such as count, minimum, maximum, average, standard deviation, sum. So Glide Aggregate is a class of Glide Record. Okay. So guys, remember we have finance case table. In the finance case table, okay. In the finance case table, how many records are there? Total 41 records are there. So I want to get the count. In the problem table, how many records are there? I want to get the count. Okay. So in the problem table, how many records are there? I want to get the count. There are actually 75 records. In the user table, I want to get the count. How many records are there? I want to get the count. Okay. So there are actually 715 records are there. Okay. Well, to get that count, I'm actually going to use glide aggregate, guys. Okay. Getting my point. Using background script. Okay. Guys, for your information, these aggregations, you can also do it using glide record as well. These aggregations, you can also do it using glide record as well. Okay. In the finance case table, you underscore finance case table. I'm using glide record here. Using glide record also, I am able to get the count. gs.print gr dot row count row count. So this method is used to get the count in the glide record. So it will give you how many records are there in the finance case table. What is it telling? 41 records. In the problem table, how many records are there? It will give you the count. 75. In the user table, how many records are there? It will give you the count. Okay. Getting my point. Clear, right? So 715 records are there in the user table. So we are able to get the count using getRow method using glide record. Okay. Fine. Clear, right? Now I will show you how to get the count using glide aggregate. Where GA is equal to new glide aggregate. So in the finance case table, right? In the finance case table, GA dot add aggregate method you have to use. Add aggregate. Count, right? You can use count. GA dot query while ga.next okay gs.print ga.getAggregate count. We will also give you the count. In the finance case table, there are 41 records. In the problem table, how many records are there? It will give you count 75. In the user table, how many records are there? It will give you the count total 715. So we were able to get the count using glide record. We were able to get the count using glide aggregate as well. When you are using glide aggregate, you have to use add aggregate method here, and you have to use get aggregate method here. Got my point? Clear, right? Okay. In the finance case table, in the resolved state, how many finance cases are there? Condition. State is resolved. Then what I will do? ga.add query. State u underscore state, right? State field name. 6. In the result state, there are only 2 records, right? You will get the count as in the user table, right? Okay. We have to keep finance case table. In the finance case table, there are only 2 records with the state as resolved. Okay. Add query is condition. I told you in the beginning. Okay. Got my point, right? In the resolved state, how many records are there? I'm able to get it. So in the each state, how many records are there? I want to get it. Okay. In the each state, I want to get it. So if you go to the finance cases, you remove the filter, just group by here. So in the empty state, there are 9 records. In the new state, there are 20. In the in progress, there are 3. In the on hold, there are 3. In the result, there are 3. In the closed, there are 3. In the cancel, there are 2. So this one new choice is created. Look like there are 2 new choices. Okay. So in the each state, how many records are there? I want to get the count. So in the each state, if you want to get the count, you have to use count comma which state which state choices you want to get, that's it you have to keep here, comma aggregate comma u underscore state. Okay, the each state you can see in the in the empty state there are 9 records. In the new state there are 20 records. In the in progress state there are 3 records. In the on hold state there are 3 records. In the resolved state there are 3 records. In the closed state there is 1 record. In the cancel state there are 2 records. In the new state there is 1 record. So a new choice is created, guys. Okay. So in the each state, how many records are there? I want to get the count means after the count, you have to mention the field name. Okay. So in the each category, how many records are there? I want to get the count. In the each category, how many records are there? I want to get the count, guys. So in the empty category, there are 14. In the hardware, there are 3. In the inquiry, there are 1. In the software, there are 23. So in place of state, you will keep category. The category state, how many records are there? In the empty category, there are 14. In the hardware, there are 3. In the inquiry, there is 1. In the software category, there are 23 records. Got it right? Hmm? In the each priority, how many finance cases are there? I want to see. Where is priority field? In the each priority, how many finance cases are there? I want to get the count. The empty, there are 13. With the priority 1, there is 1. With the critical, there are 2. With the very low, there are actually 25. Okay. So with the each priority, you can see with the empty, there are 13. With the critical, there are 2. With the very low, there are 25. In the each category, how many choices are there? It will actually get the count. Getting my point? Hmm? Okay. So in the user table, how many active users are there? How many inactive users are there? In the user table, how many active users are there? How many inactive users are there? So there are actually 703 active users and 12 inactive users. Okay. So in the problem table, how many active problems are there? How many inactive problems are there? I want to get the count. So there are actually 70 active problems, 5 inactive problems are there. Okay. Got it right? So likewise, to get the counts, we will use glide aggregate. Okay. Got it or not? So I'm let me make this number field as editable. I'm making this field as editable. Guys, are you guys comfortable morning 8 a.m.? Hmm? I'm asking everyone. Are you guys comfortable with the morning 8 a.m.? We'll discuss about that in the end of the session. Okay. Okay, fine. Well, guys, here there are some duplicate records here. With the same number, there are 2 records. With the same number, there are 2 records here. You can see 1292, 1292. There are 2 records with the same number. 1288, 1288. There are 2 records with the same number. Okay. Got it right. I want to identify the duplicate records. Duplicate records means the records which has the number which has more than one records with the same number. Okay, I want to identify the duplicate records. Okay. So in that case, what I will do here, I will actually keep number field here. U underscore number. U underscore. Okay. Is actually finance case, right? U underscore. You can see here, this number has one record. Okay. If you see here, this number has two records. This number has two records. This number has two records. So there are three records which are actually duplicate, guys. Okay. Got it right? There are actually three records which has more than one record. So what we can do is we can just write the condition. If here dot aggregate count comma u underscore number greater than one. Okay. gs dot print these three are duplicate numbers, guys. What I have done, I have grouped by like this one. You can see here, this number has one record. This number has one record. Only these three number has two records. See here. For same logic I have written using scripting. I have written glide record count on number basis. Earlier we have taken count on priority basis. Earlier we have taken count on category basis. Earlier we have taken count on state basis. Now we have taken the count on number basis. If the number has more than one record, that will be considered as a duplicate record. These three are the duplicate records. That is how we recognized using scripting. Yes. So here what I have done here, this number field I made it as read only earlier. As it was read only, nobody will be able to create a duplicate record. Now it is editable, right? They can modify, right? Employees can modify, right? So usually we will not allow them to edit this field so that it will be unique. Getting my point? Suppose if it is editable, they can actually edit this number. There is a chance that it can be duplicate, right? Hmm? So once I explain the import sets concept, how the duplicates, why the duplicates records will be created and all, you will be able to understand. Okay. So there are duplicate records. How to recognize the duplicate records? So using glide aggregate, we are able to recognize the duplicate records, guys. Hmm? So I have actually grouped by using number field. Okay. Each number has how many records I am getting the count. If a number has more than one record, I am taking those numbers. I am printing those numbers here. Hmm? I want to delete the duplicate numbers which are created latest. I want to delete the duplicate records which are created latest. Delete is actually CRUD operation, right? For CRUD operations, which one do we have to use? Glide record. Finance case. Here, system ID I am actually filtering. We have to filter with the number field. So here it will delete all the records, right? Okay. It will delete all the duplicate records, right? I have to keep one as it is. Okay, latest one I have to keep it as it is. Remaining one I have to delete. Okay, then I have to what I have to do? I have to use gr dot order by descending order based on created field. Okay, have to exclude one record. So here I have written gr dot next two times here. This will exclude one record, guys. This will exclude latest created record. This will exclude latest created record. Order by descending means latest records it will actually query. And out of them, I am actually excluding first record. Remaining records, I am deleting it. Getting my point. So here, now I deleted duplicate records. Okay, you can see if in the finance case table, I deleted three records. If you go to the finance case table, you don't find any duplicate records here. Do you see any duplicate records here? So first of all, using glide aggregate, I am able to identify the duplicate numbers and I deleted them using glide record here. So delete is a CRUD operation, right? For CRUD operations, again, we have to use glide record. So here glide aggregate I used to identify the duplicate numbers. Okay. And I used glide record to delete the records. Combination of glide aggregate and glide record I have used here. Understand? Hmm? Okay. So that is how you will use glide aggregate to get the counts, guys. Okay. So I'm just creating a field on the finance case table. Right click, configure, go to form layout. Hmm? It is a integer type field, guys. So here this record total 1000, 800, 600, 400, 200. Out of these, what is the total, guys? 3000. 3000 is the total. Sum is actually 3000. Minimum value 200. Maximum value 1000. So from this, in the finance case table, in the total amount field, I want to get the sum of this particular total amount. I want to get the minimum value. I want to get the maximum value. Okay. I'm using glide aggregate, guys. In place of count, I'm using sum. Sum of total amount, right? U underscore total amount. Okay. PS dot print. Okay. So if I do like this one, it will try to group by. It will try to group by. Instead of grouping by, I have to stop in grouping by using set group as false. It will actually stop the grouping by. So that it will give you the sum here, 3000. Okay. So by default, it will group by, guys. To stop the grouping by, you will actually use set group false. Same sum you can get it using glide record also, guys. Okay. Okay. We will see. If you want to get the minimum value, you can use min here. Min means minimum value it will give you. Minimum value is 200. If you want to get the maximum value, you will use max here. You are getting 1000 here. You are getting 1000 here. Okay. So sum will give you total sum. Okay. 3000. Minimum will give you minimum value. Okay. Maximum will give you maximum value. Okay. Average will give you average value. Okay. And standard deviation will give you the standard deviation. Standard deviation, it is giving null. Same these, sum, maximum, minimum. average values, you can also do it using glide aggregate as well. Sorry, glide record as well. If you have to do it using glide record, you have to use a lot of scripting. Let me do it using, let me get the sum using glide record. Okay. Sum plus is equal to, you can see, using glide aggregate also we are able to get the sum. You can also get the minimum value using glide record as well. But for glide aggregate, for aggregations like count, sum, maximum, minimum, average, standard deviation, for these things you will use glide aggregate, guys. You don't use glide record. Getting my point? Glide aggregate enables creating database aggregation queries. You can see average, count, group concat, distinct, maximum, minimum, standard deviation, sum. Okay. So we will see about group concat. Guys, here group concat means it will actually give you comma separated values as a array. As a array. Okay. You can see here. Okay. It will give you comma separated values as a array. This is array. Okay. Comma sub. So here, what I'm doing is I'm giving one more 200 here. So group concat distinct is there, another one. Group concat distinct. Distinct will remove the duplicate values. Here there are two 200s, right? So here one 200, here another 200. It will remove one 200. Okay, I'm using group concat distinct. I'm using here. So it will also give you an array, comma separated values. Okay. So it will actually remove one 200. You can see only one 200 is there. So if I remove distinct here, it will add two 200s here. You can see what one 200 here, another 200 here. Okay. It will give you the comma separated values. So you if you want it in order, ascending order, descending order, you want it in ascending order or descending order. Mm, Order by, if you want to get it in an order, what you have to do is you have to store it in an array. You have to sort the array. Getting my point? See, if you want to get it in an order, what you can do is, okay, okay. First, what I am doing is var arr is equal to empty array. I am taking first of all. Okay, arr dot push. Okay, okay. You have an array. Array, you have to sort it. Okay. If you want it in ascending order or descending order, it hasn't started, right? Hmm? So here we are using two hundred. This logic is not working properly. Okay. So what we have to do is, what we are doing, first of all, we are taking an empty array. In the empty array, I am passing all the amounts. So we can sort method, we will sort method array dot sort. So if sort method is not working here, instead of sort method, we can use for loop. In the for loop, we will compare the values. Which one is actually the uh, lowest value? So using for loop, what we can do is we can actually order by descending order or order by ascending order, and you can actually reframe the array. Okay. 1,000, 200, 200, 400, 600, 8,000, 800. It is not actually sorting out, right? It is not sorting at all. We have to use another logic, guys. It will be descending order. So we have to use a different logic, guys, so that we can actually sort out an array. First of all, whatever the values that we are getting it from the total amount field that we are storing in an array. That array you have to sort it from ascending order to descending order to ascending order. Okay. So likewise, you can actually get the minimum value, maximum value, average value, standard deviation using glide aggregate, guys. Okay. For aggregations, it is good practice to use glide aggregate. You can also do the aggregations using glide record as well, but it is more complex. Okay. Hope you guys are clear.